Hello, all right, man. We are live in the studio of 321 Media. But man, this is unbelievable. We got we the reason it's unbelievable is we've got the head football coach for Westerly and the head baseball coach, and Ben Barber, the owner, co-owner of 321 Media. And we're gonna have a lot of fun today. It's gonna be a great day because we've got George Greer, one of Westerly's finest ever, coming on the air. George, are you there, buddy?
He will be in a second.
Okay. Ron Spazzato just gave me the lineup for the football season, and man, I started to get goosebumps, get a little little tingly, you know.
Yeah.
Good morning, George. And George, I want to say still going strong, one of the finest ever at Westerly High School. And sitting next to me is Ron Spazzato, and Ron Spazzato Sr., I think, played third base on that team, George, the team that should have won the state championship. Am I right or wrong? Can you hear us?
Yeah, he can hear you. George, you can hear us, right? He might be frozen. George, hello. Yeah, we can. George, it worked fine right before when we tested it.
There's no Sal. There's no sound.
All right, we got it. We got it
I
back.
cannot hear you.
Yeah, we can be heard. Yeah, people watching can hear us. You can tell because of that. Let's see here. Yeah, that should be fine. George, try to. Hold on.
We gotta wait for a couple of minutes till the boss rearranges something.
There's no sound.
Exit the studio and come back in. That's.
Oh, I think he's on a phone. That would be the issue if he got like a phone call or something. All right, he'll be back in a second. So.
Yeah.
I heard a lot of stories about that baseball team from my dad. It was Jack Carson was on that team.
Jack Carson.
It was a dude. I remember a dude was in the picture because I knew I was friends with Jeff when I was a little kid.
Yeah, we'll try to.
You might know now.
See if George is back on yet.
I'm back on. Can you hear me?
Oh, there we go.
I can hear you.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning, George. We're just introducing you as one of the Westerly's finest ever, and I got Ron Spazzato here, and as you well know, his dad was on that team that one of the best ever at Westerly High School.
64, 63.
Should have won the state championship, but coulda, woulda, shoulda. Two different things, you know. But
I was privileged to play with Ron in Babe Ruth League also.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
No kidding.
Yeah, the Elks Club, Scooch Pendola was our manager, and it was a wonderful experience for all of us. Scooch was a wonderful man.
Scooch Pendola, and how about his son? Did he play? What was his son's name?
Not with us.
Okay, you're talking about down in where did they do the Babe Ruth? When I was in Babe Ruth League, it was down at where they play softball now.
Craig Field.
Craig Field.
Yeah.
We started at the high school field, and then we added Craig Field later on. And Craig Field was a nice place to play, although we lost a lot of baseball went across the street, and one of the people who owned a property across the street would not give the balls back.
That's true. I remember that. I do remember that. I wasn't old enough to play at that time. When I played in the Babe Ruth League, if you were a left-handed batter, you had an obvious advantage. That was quite the George. A lot of memories back then.
A lot of memories. A lot of good memories. A lot of good people. A lot of good dates. And it's just wonderful to follow the sports programs at Westerly High School now. It's something that you can do from afar now with the technology that's available.
Yeah, yeah, it's unbelievable. This is how we can get you on on live television. I don't know what you call it, Ben. Live video
Streaming.
Yeah,
streaming video.
I didn't have to bundle up to watch this Thanksgiving game. I could sit in my living room and watch it.
Yeah, yeah. That was one advantage of 3-2-1 media, Ben. Yeah, Ben's
Right.
a technical genius. Believe me, he
Yeah.
can work more magic than any magician I've ever met. So, George, you've had some experiences uh, after you got out of high school. High school was great. What we wanted to do is let's run down the guys on that team because I kind of forgot some of the guys. You had Jack Carson
Well,
I got the picture here somewhere.
well, Jack was a catcher. Mike Healy at first base. Bill Burley was the other pitcher.
Great. Bro.
And then we had also Ronnie's dad was at third base. Jimmy
who was the third?
was it Jimmy Paterno?
Oh, Jimmy was the
play-
shortstop. Yes.
Yeah, shortstop.
Was there a wall on that? Was there a wall?
Kevin Wall was a sophomore, and then
He was young.
I don't recollect all the outfielders,
Was it Contour?
but we had a pretty good group.
Billy Contreras on that team.
Yes, he was. Billy was on that team also. Yes.
Yeah, the outfielders kind of escaped. It shouldn't escape me because I was at every game.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, even though I wasn't playing.
Well, Sammy Wilsoncroft played the outfield, and so did Donald Del Bene and Craig McCowan.
Okay. Yeah.
Played the outfield also.
Sam Wilsoncroft, I got to contact him because he's in the area somewhere. And
Mhm.
Kevin Wall's nephew has all the pictures of all you guys.
Really?
It's unbelievable. Yeah. Not I wouldn't say 100%, but he's got a scrapbook that's unbelievable of Kevin when Kevin played baseball, basketball, and football.
Kevin improved so much between his sophomore and his junior year. It was just incredible. Probably the most improved player that in a short span of time, without just playing baseball all the time. Of course, he was a football player and a wonderful football player, but he just improved so much over 1 year. It was just incredible how much he improved.
Yeah, I know him well. He was a good friend of mine. Unbelievable. Taken from this earth too soon.
Too soon.
Yep.
The Kevin that's a little about my age.
Yeah, I found out when he passed. I found out.
That's a nephew. Yeah,
because his son's pretty good at baseball. He's like 10.
Yes.
Another Kevin coming up.
I found out that he had passed. We were playing Maine at UConn in baseball, and I found out, and it was a very, very sad time for me.
Wow. Now, George, what's up with you now? What are you still coaching?
Well, I'm part-time with the High Point Rockers of the Atlantic Professional Baseball League. It's an independent league, and the independent league has tiers, much like minor league baseball. And the Atlantic League is the highest of all the tiers. We have many players who were former major leaguers, AAA players, AA players, and a few college players who were not signed, did not go through the draft. With contraction a couple of years ago, there were a lot of players and coaches who were denied an opportunity to hone their skills after college or high school, and the whole list of people became shorter and shorter. And now there's a lot of folks that are coming off injury, that get released in spring training and have contractual problems where they don't want to pay them that much money, and they have to show their wares somewhere. And if you're not invited to go to Mexico or Taiwan, Korea, or Japan, the Atlantic League provides an opportunity for all these folks to come and play and show their wares. And we are scouted pretty heavily by the major leagues and by teams across the ocean. Now, there are, of course, a lot of scouts from Korea come here. We lost a player a couple of years ago, Ryan Weiss, who was a pitcher. who floundered in the minor leagues a little bit, went to Korea and made $1 million a year, and now just signed a contract with Houston Astros for an exorbitant amount of money. So you've got an opportunity to play and to show yourself, and to keep on playing and show people that you're healthy. One,
Yeah, that's what they want to know.
important, and that you can sustain. Yeah, especially for pitchers, you can sustain a miles per hour threshold. You can show a better breaking pitch, perhaps. Develop a changeup where many people just throw fastballs and have a modified breaking pitch, and a changeup has changed the landscape of baseball pitching. And if you can show that you've got command and you can throw it in behind counts, it's a wonderful thing that you. And you can show people that you can do that, and you can go on and play. We lost 11 people last year to Major League and higher baseball. So
Oh, wow, no kidding. Wow.
we do a pretty good job.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's hard to
Yeah,
believe. If people out there are listening and watching, George and I are only 2 years apart, and I'm 78, so I won't tell you how old George is. Yeah, George, you're doing good. You're
Let's
really
turn 79. So
yeah, we know that, George.
yeah, we
You don't look it, believe me.
Ronnie's just a young whippersnapper, huh?
Yeah.
I think you got a few gray hairs this year.
I'm getting a lot of gray now and losing some hair.
Yeah. Well, yeah. As long as you're coach, you're gonna get more gray too, Ron.
Yeah. Especially after some of these seasons.
It was really funny how I ended up in the Atlantic Professional League. I retired after the 2019 season, and of course, then COVID hit, and the opportunities to go into baseball or to go further were limited. And then the contraction took place, and I had been coaching with Wally Backman with the Mets. We had gone and coached in Buffalo for a season, and then we went to Las Vegas for 3 seasons in the Pacific Coast League, and we made the playoffs, and we had a real good time. We were good. Wally's a wonderful manager. We had a lot of folks that played for us that went on to big league careers, and then I had the opportunity to go to the Cardinals in 2015 and run their program, the whole hitting program from the major leagues on down through the lowest minor league in the Dominican Summer Baseball League. So I had the opportunity to do that and see a lot of sides of baseball. I was sitting at home, and Wally called me and said, "Hey," he was coaching the Long Island Ducks at the time in the Atlantic League, and said, "We're coming to North Carolina. We're going to play High Point. We're going to play in Gastonia. Why don't you come and watch my guys and see if you can help a couple of them? I know that I've already talked to a couple, and they want you to come and help them." So I showed up at High Point, watched the game. Becky and I enjoyed the hospitality at High Point. It's a wonderful stadium. It's brand new, all turf field. The amenities are top notch. And so we're sitting watching the game, and after the game, we went down to Wally's locker room and his clubhouse. And I said, "Okay, I'll come back tomorrow. Who do you want me to work with?" He said, "Well, I want you to work with this guy and this guy, a first baseman from Boston College who was not doing well. He had gone to AAA and got released, and another guy by the name of Johnny Turbo, who was could run and could hit, but was off balance when he swung all the time and had improper grip on the bat. Those kind of little things that you can help in an hour." So he said, "Come on, and we have the field at 3:30." So I show up at 3:30 and go out to work with those 2 players, and the whole High Point team is out there. The whole Ducks team is out there. So now I've got to change my speech from individual to general. And I finished speaking. We watched the game again. 7:30 the next morning, Jamie Keefe, who had played for Wally in the minor leagues when Wally was the manager in the Diamondbacks organization, calls me and says, "Hey, how would you like to work just part-time? No bus rides." I said, "Oh, thank God, no bus rides. I've taken enough bus rides in my life. And he said, come on down and you can just work home games part-time. And you're on your own schedule. You can do whatever you like. I'm not going to interfere. Just do your thing. And that was 5 years ago. Yeah.
Wow,
So
it's
I've been doing this
unbelievable,
for 5 years.
George. It's
This year will
unbelievable.
be my 61st year in uniform.
Wow.
61 years, Sal.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's starting with the
That's-
Ashway line and twine.
No, that's yeah. It is. It's kind of started with Ashway Line and Twine when Danny Marie and I played together, and he was a star in the league, and I was just an 8-year-old trying to play baseball. But I was fortunate enough to make a big league, little league when I was 8, and I had a wonderful 5-year career. Basically, my birthday was in October, and it came at the right time to be able to be eligible for 5 years in the league.
Yeah, I remember that. You got selected to play on Ashway line and twine, and you had a couple of great coaches that I remember well. If you want to just tell the
Yeah,
folks out there who they were, bring back a lot of memories.
Joe Sullivan was our first manager, head coach, and Jimmy Ginther was our Mr. Ginther was our assistant coach, and
Wow.
then 2 years later, Butch Gear, Brian's father, was our manager for a year, and then Johnny Turnover and Doc Siciliano were the last 2 years I had, and they were just wonderful people, and Doc taught me quite a bit, and Johnny was the rock of the organization. Basically, it was a wonderful experience. And then when I moved on to the Babe Ruth League, Scooch was there for 3 years and was a wonderful young, at that time, a young coach who had children of his own playing. And then I was able to play in high school with Coach Wright and play in the Westerly Twilight League when I was 16 years old. So,
Yeah.
and Sal Legere was our first baseman. The Crowley brothers played from Stonington. Frank Prakniak, Tucker Turnover was our shortstop. Mike Healy, at times he played for the Sun also, and your friend Lou Mazzucci was our center fielder.
Yeah.
Jack Carson played. Billy Gingerella, Bobby Gingerella. Jack moved to catcher, and Billy moved to third base. So it was a great experience for me, and it was a very humbling experience because all these folks were, except for Jack, were all in their mid-20s and early 30s, and I sat on the bench and I learned to listen and not to speak.
George, do you remember a guy named John Dromgoole?
Yes, Johnny Dromgoole was one of our pitchers and was a lifeguard at the Ocean House, and would come and pitch. And basically, Frank Prakniak, Johnny Dromgoole, and I were the three pitchers for the Hilltops, and we had a wonderful run of championships there when I played.
Yeah, he was a graduate of URI, and
Yes.
I got up there one time to hit against him, and I that was the only time. I think it was one of the few times that he gave up a base winning hit. I did it like two times, 2 or 3 times, and I got a little cocky. We went up to the Rose Garden up there in Norwich, in the Norwich playoff league, and I got up to bat against John, and the fans. I was playing for Cap's Barbershop, and I was only about 16, 17 years old at that time, and I thought I could, if I had hit him before, he struck me out 3 times. 3 times. He knew what my weakness was, and he exploited it.
Yeah.
So John, and I remember
He saved it.
Yeah, I remember you playing.
Yeah, I know.
And then of course going back in time, a kid named he was a guy really, Larry Gallo. In fact, Larry
Yes.
looks like Ronnie Spazzato. Larry Gallo, your best buddy, right, George?
Well, Larry and I were became good friends, and I was the best man at his wedding. I had the opportunity to go to Cape Cod um, as manager for the first time in 1979, and I had asked Jack Taylor, who was a UConn All-American and pitched in the Phillies organization, and who was the assistant coach at the University of Maine at the time, to come and be my pitching coach in the summertime, and he agreed. And we were all set to combine forces and go to the Cape and go to Katuitt for the '79 season. And Jack called me on a Saturday afternoon and said, "Coach, I got an opportunity to go. I'm graduating from graduate school up here in Maine with an exercise physiology degree. I've been offered an opportunity to go to a hospital and run the PT program and their physical program to rehab cardiac rehab patients. And I can't pass it up. It's for a lot of money. And my wife just graduated from graduate school also. And Judy and I are going to go to Indiana." I said, "Uh-oh, I need a coach." So Coach Pansiera at UConn was good friends with John Norris, who was the head coach at URI. And I had played for Coach Pansiera, and of course, Coach Pansiera is a Westerly native and lived down at Weekapaug in the summers. And he said, "You're looking for a coach? Why don't you? I got a guy for you. Why don't you come with me to the URI football game?" This was prior to Larry being asked to come with me, and this is in the fall where Jack, I'd even gotten the job there at Katuitt, and I met Larry through John Norris, and we stood in the press box. We watched URI play somebody in football because Coach Pansiero was a graduate of URI and loved to go to the football games down there. And so I just met Larry briefly, and in the back of my mind, I knew who he was. And when Coach said, "You need a pitching coach," John Norris has an assistant coach that's a pitching coach that was a catcher for him at URI. Why don't you invite him? So I met Larry and the Katuitt folks at the New England College Baseball Tournament in '79 that UConn actually won the tournament and went to the College World Series that year. Well,
Wow.
we're sitting in the stands and we're talking, and the people at Katuitt gave me the high sign, go ahead and offered Larry the opportunity to come with you. So I offered him the opportunity to come with me, and we were there for 9 years together. In Katuitt, we won one regular season championship, 3 playoff championships. We were in the playoffs every year. We had the fortune of having many major league players, including Ron Darling and John Franco, Terry Steinbach, Will Clark, Tim Nearing, who was the Red Sox for a long period of time, and JT Brewitt. We have other folks that were just off the top of my head that played in the major leagues. We were very fortunate to have. Joe Girardi was our catcher one year,
Joe
and so
Girardi.
we developed a lot of relationships. We had a lot of real good players, and Ronnie, you can attest to this. Good players make good coaches.
Oh, exactly, definitely.
Just
Can't
just
do much without the
sometimes you just stay out of their way.
Exactly. Yeah. Don't mess things up when you got some good players.
Now, do you
Exactly.
you wanna-
Exactly.
share with the folks out there a story about Thurman Munson?
Well, Thurman, in 1967, Thurman had just finished his sophomore year at Kent State, and he was not on a Cape Cod roster. And we lost our catcher. We brought in Mike Kelly to catch for us that year. Mike Kelly was a tight end and a catcher at Davidson College. And Coach Skip Lewis from Fall River, called him and asked him to come and play. We're there for a couple of games. Mike was okay, a good player, big guy, 6'4", about 220, could run like a deer. Homer Smith, who was coaching Davidson at the time, Davidson football, called him and said, "Hey, we have passing camp all summer. You have to be here because Jimmy Poole is going to be our quarterback. And of course, Homer went on to be the head coach at UCLA a couple years later. So Mike says, I gotta leave, Skip," and he went home to North Carolina, actually Huntersville, North Carolina, and we needed a catcher. So Skip called some scouts out in the Midwest. He had a lot of opportunities with people from the Midwest because of his relationship with the Detroit Tigers and the Detroit Tiger scouting system. And they said, you need to take a look at this guy, Munson, who was a second baseman and is now catching at Kent State. He needs to catch all summer. So
Wow.
here comes Thurman Munson to Chatham. Well, we were playing. This was our third year in Chatham. The folks I had started with and lived with we were still there, plugging away. And here comes Thurman Munson to catch, and he just absolutely just tore up the league. He was just the best. But he was a second baseman who became a catcher because the catcher at Kent State had got a foul tip off his finger, broke his finger, could not throw. He was in a splint. They had no other catchers that were basically good enough to play Division I, the Mid America Conference type competition that they played. So Thurman said, I'll go behind the plate. I caught a little bit when I was coming up and in various youth leagues. And so he went
Wow.
behind the plate. And he was just terrific at throwing people out, as you know, and some of your listeners will know, and from remember watching him play with the Yankees. And we always used to kid each other, you're behind the plate. What are you doing the way you throw? He says, all I'm doing is being a second baseman, completing a double play. Pitcher to home to second base, I'm completing a double play, and I'm just wherever I catch it, I'm throwing it, and that's what he did. And that's Thurman Munson played with us the whole summer. Fortunately or unfortunately, I didn't play the whole summer with them because I went to the USA team trials at the University of Minnesota, and I made the USA team, and we went on and played and won a gold medal in the Pan American Games.
Yeah. So yeah, someone I know knocked in a winning runs. Is that
Yeah,
true?
someone you're talking to right now, not Ron, knocked in the winning run. We were playing against Cuba, and we had played a round robin to determine who was going to play in the championship round. And Cuba came in first, and we came in second. So we started playing, and we went to a place called Portage La Prairie for our first game in Canada, out past Winnipeg. And we were fortunate enough, we won 8-3. Came back, played in Winnipeg Stadium for the second game. We didn't start the playoffs there because the end of the games, the track people were playing all their finals and all the track events were in the Winnipeg Stadium, so we couldn't play that. That's why we went to Portage La Prairie to play our opening game against Cuba. And we came back, played in the stadium, and we lost to Cuba 2-1 or 3-1. And a left-handed pitcher by the name of Raul Betancourt was pitched against us, and he ended up being one of the people who were involved in a lot of players defecting from the Cuban national team and staying in the United States when when they were in Baltimore playing an exhibition game. I don't know if you remember, but they played an exhibition game, the Cuban national team against the Orioles. But he went back to Cuba, and years later, I was on the USA baseball coaching staff, teaching staff, and we were in Millington, Tennessee at the headquarters, and the Cuban national team came in to play the USA team, and the Japanese team came in to play, and of course we went to all the games, and we had a dinner with them, and the Cuban national pitching coach was Raul Betancourt, and when he remembered me, he just looked at me and stared me down because we had won the next night. We played against the Cuba, and we won 2-1 in the bottom of the ninth. It started to rain, and the bases loaded, 1 out, and Manuel Alarcon, who was pitching for the Cuban team, and I had faced twice before in games. I knew he was going to throw a first pitch curveball. I just knew it. I guessed right. He threw a curveball, and I hit a line drive up the middle, and we scored the winning run and won a gold medal. Very exciting. Very exciting.
Yeah. We've got to go to break now, George. That's some, but the story about you you babysitting for were you a babysitter too?
No. Will Clark was
Oh, sure.
when Will Clark played for me in 1983. My son Andy was
Oh,
10
that's
years
right.
old, and he and John Campbell, a local fan in Katuitt, who worked at a gas station in Osterville, right near the Kennedy compound. And Will and Andy would go to Friday nights, would go to the Cape Cod Coliseum and watch professional wrestling. And they had Bob Backlund and Hulk Hogan and Jimmy Superfly and Magnificent Morocco and Big John Studd. Go on. And they would come back and they would be all hyped up. I couldn't get Andy to sleep until 2 o'clock in the morning after that.
Oh my God, George, it's been great.
It was exciting.
It's been this is great. We're gonna do it again. If it's okay with you, is that okay?
Sure.
George, it's been a lot of fun listening to these stories, and you've got a lot more stories that I know because you've sent them to me. They were great historical. I hope you're writing a book. I think I hope you could write a book. So I want to thank you on behalf of 321 Media for coming on this morning. It's been a real pleasure, and I'm sure the folks out here in the Westerly area, that includes Charahoe, Stonington, really enjoyed your presentation. It was unbelievable. Thank you, George.
Okay, you're welcome, Sal. And again, Ron, thank you from the people who graduated from Westerly High School, all of our alums, that you were able to win a state championship. That's just awesome. I think that's great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Great
Take
to hear
care, George.
stories. See you later.
Are you looking for a fresh cut in Westerly? Step into Rio's Barber Shop in Granite Plaza. Whether it's a classic trim or a trendy new look, we've got you covered. Experience the perfect cut for every age and style in a friendly and relaxed atmosphere. At Rio's, it's not just a haircut, it's an experience. Visit Rio's Barber Shop in the Granite Plaza in Westerly or give us a call to schedule your appointment at 401-315-2208. Your style, our craft, Rio's Barber Shop.
Princeton.
All right, there he is. Good morning, Brent.
Good morning.
Good morning, Brent.
How's everybody doing?
Ronnie.
Yeah. Is he in Babcock?
Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now it's better.
Okay. All right. Yeah, no, I'm actually, well, the funny thing is I'm actually outside of the commercial you just played. I'm about to get my hair cut when I'm done with you guys. So I'm outside Rio's barbershop.
There you go.
I figured I don't want to go inside there and talk, be loud and be in the waiting room and be talking about basketball. So I'm going to go in there after I'm done with you guys. How's it going?
To be fair, Brent, we did the show from Rio's a couple weeks ago, so I'm sure he'd be fine.
Yeah, I know, but you know, I feel like it's a little weird, you know, when you're sitting talking on your phone really, really loud, and you know,
Yes.
you're kind of icing out the rest of the world when you're doing that. So,
So Brent, yeah,
yes.
you had a nice victory last night.
Yeah, we're played in Waterford, and they were real tough. Gave us a lot of problems throughout the game, and we were up and down in the third quarter. Then we went down, and then in the fourth quarter, we really just kind of had a group that we just rolled with, and they did real well, and we were able to score like 24 points in the fourth quarter, and put them away. But they were really, really scrappy, played us real hard. And you know what? We're just stacking wins and taking it when we can get it. And no rest for the weary because we got East Providence coming into town tonight. So this is a makeup game from some of the rescheduling happened around the Brown shooting. A lot of the Providence teams were not able to have their after school activities. So we're making that game up tonight. So at least it's at home. And I'll tell you what, man, we had 2 road games this week, and it was brutal, and we survived, and we got yelled at by fans, but we're okay with it. They were yelling last night, "Why don't you guys
Oh
go
yeah,
home and make soupy?" I thought that was one of the most
That's
clever.
funny.
That was
did
one
they
of the most
say
clever things
really?
anybody's ever yelled at us.
Say we will.
Yeah,
It'll be good
a
in
lot of guys
4
making
months.
it today. I had to lock. I had to
No
lock in,
kidding.
but I
That's
wanted to say it to
unbelievable.
them.
Well,
No. So
this is a big weekend for Soupy
yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
Yeah,
That just struck me so funny, But hey, listen, man, it builds character when you get road wins, and it's only going to help us down the road.
Yeah, that's a good one because Waterford's pretty high up there, right? They're a large division.
Yeah. So how it works, and Ronnie knows this.
yeah.
When you're playing some Connecticut teams, that you have to kind of transfer it back over to Rhode Island. We were able to grab 2 wins this year, and I can put them in the books and put them in our pocket now. Playing East Lyme got us some Division 1 points, and playing Waterford gets us Division 1 points.
Yep.
So whatever way you slice it, I hope both of those teams do well the rest of the year because we're going to be able to take those points, and we were able to move up pretty significantly in the last 2 nights with a win over Johnston and a win over Waterford. So like I said, I'm going to take it any way we can get it, and we got to just wipe the slate clean, and we got a huge East Providence team that we're playing tonight, and we just got to lock in it and try to be and try to rise to the occasion for this one.
Yeah, go ahead, Ron.
No, it's all right. No, good.
No,
You know what, Matt?
hi.
Brent, I'm really mad about this East Providence game.
He didn't know. We didn't know what was going on until a couple of days ago. Well, he didn't know until
I
today.
told
Didn't
Ange
know
Luzzi to
until
tell
Ronnie
you.
just told me.
He said he was taking care of that.
Who?
Coach Luz said it was taken care of.
Really?
I
Yeah.
had no idea.
It was a makeup game.
Yeah.
But so you guys won't be there tonight?
Not unless something changes.
I'll be there supervising for Jamie.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah. And
So,
yeah, this was a makeup game, so
so
but
Brent,
yeah,
you
I'm
seem to have
sorry.
found.
It just was one of those things. The schedule's brutal,
Oh,
and I didn't realize if that got onto your desk or not.
What time is it? 5 p.m.
5
Yeah.
p.m.
yeah, it's 5 p.m. Yeah.
You'll be out. Hear the wheels turn in your head.
If I can find a camera person.
Well, anyway,
You just put Luzzy right under the NFHS cam.
I know.
Brent, you seem to have found a good group that plays really well in the second half, even the fourth quarter. I don't know why that is, but you've got some big wins with those guys. You want to talk about them for a second, for a minute?
Yeah, I mean, last night was like I said, it was a tough one, and we started out, played great first quarter. We always and again, it's part of it is me and my coaching staff trying to figure out how to not have a lull. We keep having like a little lull in the game, and then we get hurt by that. So we definitely, you got to rest guys. You can't play 5 guys and trying to figure out the combination and subs. We ended up giving up a big spurt, and then we went down by 6 at halftime. But we were able to battle back. One guy in particular last night, and Coach Ron knows him very well. I thought he played his best game so far this season was Landon Husero. Landon we went with a unusually big lineup, and I asked Caleb Williams to basically guard their point guard, and Ronnie knows him very well. He's such a good athlete. He's able to stay with a much quicker guy, and the guy was way smaller than him. He was probably like 8 inches shorter. This kid, he's a football player too. Ronnie, you might be aware of him. He's a Waterford football player too. Parker Spencer. He's quick. He's quick. He was tough, and Caleb's length and size just caused a
Killed him,
problem in
yeah.
the fourth quarter where he held him to no field goals. The only baskets he made, and I was kind of mad about it, was we fouled him on a 3-pointer, and it was kind of a flop, but we should have just walled up and put our hand up. Instead, he ended up making 3 foul shots, but we held him to no field goals in the fourth quarter, and he was the guy that hurt us throughout the game. And that change and the way we rebound is basically how we pulled away. So making a defensive change towards the end of the game, I think, is what propelled us to win it. And it just was something that we saw. Coach Emard was like, "What about Caleb on Parker?" I go, "That's a good idea," and we made that switch, and we
That's
never looked back.
unbelievable, really.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Caleb can do a lot of things. I mean, he,
Yeah.
just for football, you know what I mean? He's playing defensive line. He started off as a safety a couple of years ago. He's kicking, he's
Right.
playing wide receiver, tight end, quarterback. It
Yep.
seems like, he'd be the type of, kid, you have friends that are good at like everything. They're good at golf. They're good at, horseshoes, he'd be somebody
Right.
that'd be good at anything. So.
Kevin,
Yeah.
I know that Brent also likes old school wrestling, as George was just talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could call Caleb Mr. Perfect.
Yeah. Get one of those the big rubber toys. I remember having like about 50 of those with the old wrestlers.
it's really weird. I actually
Yeah.
had a dream about Caleb Williams. That and it was like in a
Oh, boy.
championship game, and he was actually guarding the best player on the team. It didn't matter what size he was.
Played in a lot of
And now,
championships.
now he's like he comes out and he says, "Yeah, this is what he did last night."
Yeah, that's funny.
Unbelievable.
Maybe
I know.
you're foreseeing the future. But,
Yeah,
listen,
I hope so.
Yeah, I'm going to tell him to start chewing gum and spitting it out and smacking into that crowd like Mr. Perfect did.
There you go. Send him out with a towel.
Oh boy.
Yep.
So,
I
yeah,
got
sounds
towels
like a
tonight.
big game
Towels are
tonight.
coming out tonight.
Yes.
For the home game.
So you got East Providence, and then
East Providence is up there too. What are they? I was just looking at the standings. They're about 6-3 or so. I know they're not always updated, but
they have played a
they're
very
a solid
tough schedule.
team. Yeah.
They have played some real tough teams. They've played Central already. They have played Mount Pleasant.
Mhm.
And in all honesty, we've only played 2 Division I Rhode Island teams.
Yeah.
We have a big chunk of bigger games coming up. One of them is tonight. So we have, we still have some big tests that are going to be thrown our way. And we're game by game. We really are focused, and I'm talking to the guys last night about how important it was to win last night because, we want to be in the open tournament, and that's the goal, and that's what we keep talking about. Tonight is a game where we look at it as we lost to these guys last year, and this is a game like we got to steal this game. Like they're a big team, and we just think like if we can steal this game tonight, like that puts us in a great position. And we keep. I told Jamie at the beginning of the year, and I mean this, and I know I'm maybe talking a little crazy. I said buy some Wilson balls because you have to have Wilson balls when you have a home playoff game.
Yeah.
I go, we're gonna host a home playoff game, so that's our goal, and that's what we're working towards. So
Beautiful.
hopefully we can continue to do that, and we'll see what ends up happening. But again, big battle tonight, and that's all we're focused on.
wow. East Providence has always been a thorn in Westerly's side.
Yeah.
No matter what sport, whether it's basketball, baseball, football, volleyball, whatever.
Well, the thing about them too, Brad, their school is gigantic. They got 1,600 kids. I mean, they have like 1,000 kids more than we do. We had a little rivalry in baseball with them for 3 years. You know, we've taken it to them in football the past few, but you know, when you're comparing school sizes, really, you know, it's if there was alignment by school size, they'd be in the biggest division there was, and you know, we'd be with the small schools. But we compete with them, and you know, we have battles with East Providence in all sports, and it's great to see, you know, teams or schools like us in multiple sports doing very well with such a small school that we have, playing against some of these bigger schools. You know, you're playing in Division I, you know, baseball, you know, we're in Division I. Football, we play a tough schedule. Like I love playing the bigger schools, and you know, as a small school, and you know, it really, you know, we really do a great job. All the coaches in Westerly do a great job getting our players prepared.
Wait till you see them walk in the gym. I mean, they start 6'6", 6'7", or in their starting lineup. Jervon Brown is 6'6". Jaden Vaz is 6'7". They have a 10th grader. I think it's Jaden Rodriguez is 6'8". They look like Rutgers walking in the gym. So,
wow.
You know,
it's like the Stonington kid, but like 3 of them.
Yes. Yep. They're bigger than him. These are some big boys. So, you know, we got to accept the challenge and take them head on and see what happens. And, you know, hopefully we're the ones standing up, you know, with a W tonight.
Yeah. This Antorch kid, I think I know his mother and father. But he's really come a long way.
Kid is
Brent.
he's a dog. Like, he is a absolute, like, just plays hard. He got hurt in the game yesterday, and like somebody like landed on him, but he was so tough, he just bounced right back. And you know, he's fine, and he's just such a tough kid and wants to win and will do anything to win. So, you know, he's just he really is the focal point of our offense, and he's able to kind of slow everybody down and kind of like talk everybody through things. The good thing about him is him and I are like on the same page. Like when I say, "Hey, let's run this," and a lot of times if I don't say it, he's like, "Hey, run. You know, we can run this. Just run it right. You know, set the screen. Get higher on the dribble handoff." We talk the same language, but that's also because he's been with me for a long time. You know, he was a freshman player when I was the JV coach, and you know, he has just stepped up in so many ways. And what's most impressive about him is just he's in phenomenal shape. His defense has gotten better. He's a great offensive player, but he's worked hard in other aspects of the game to be to be a great player. And as far as I'm concerned, you know, if we can keep playing like this, you know, he should be talked about as one of the top 10 players in our league. And you know, anybody who thinks he's not is not paying attention.
Yeah.
No, he's very good.
I agree 100%. I mean, I've been following this kid for about 3 weeks now, and wow, what he's done. Yeah, you said you haven't played many of the tough Division I, but you know, any team can beat any other team on any given day. That's the way I look at it. So, it's not like
and that's how it's been. You know, I mean, there's been a lot of upsets in D1 and in D2, and we, you know, when we set our schedule, we have, you know, like, you know, the 50% given by our league, and then the games that we scheduled. We just want competitive games, and we really do have a battle every night. I say that, and I know it sounds cliche, but it really isn't. It's really true. So,
and then Wesley's basically a small school, and you got a lot of talented athletes, and let's just hope and pray that they keep coming. You got, you know, how long are you going to have the Husteros and the Williams and the receiver who is like unbelievable in football, and just.
Well, I know both youth teams are doing good though, Brent, too. I know the middle school basketball team's good.
Oh wow!
The Pee Wee football team. You know, they got some good players. The 7th grade, the 7th, 8th grade, they got some good athletes. Got 6th grade, 6th, 7th, 8th. They got some good players coming. So
and you know, a lot of multi-sport guys. You know, I mean, Jake Reyes is down there. Schwab. You know, you got
Cash Arnold.
There's a
Yeah,
couple of
that's another.
Fazaro boys, Cash
Jake
Arnold,
Rhodes,
a lot of multi-sport guys.
Race.
Yes, it's his brother. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you,
Yes,
the girls teams also, you know,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm sure you're following them, but they had another big win last night.
Yeah.
girls team.
Girls
Yep.
team. Yeah.
Yeah, no, listen, they're a top 5 team in the state.
They're excellent.
To be modest, and you know, they're real good. You know, and I was happy to go see them play the other day. I was, you know, jumped on with Ange for a little bit. And yeah, they're, you know, again, just taking care of business, and you know, going through that tough schedule, and playing, you know, playing them as they come. So
that's all you can do.
Coach,
Yep.
Coach, I think that you're the first commentator that's ever swore on
No.
on 3-2-1.
Yep.
I heard that
Yep.
remark.
Yeah.
I heard, oh, there's no reason that we don't need to worry about the FCC. He has a good point. It wasn't a bad
Oh, God
one.
bless them. God bless them. Chris DiPaolo, when we used to be on WBLQ, you know, I used to have the wrestlers on, and every once in a while they would slip. And he used to go, "Oh, you guys are killing me, the FCC." I said, "I know, Chris.
Yeah.
I know. I try to tell these guys don't swear, but I slipped. I'm sorry."
That's all right.
No. We this is a great time for Westerly sports.
Yep.
You know,
I really think all those youth camps too, like that we have in the summer. You know, talk about girls basketball. You know, I remember, you know, when Sue was the head coach, when they started out those camps, they'd have, you know, 50 girls there. You know what I mean? And Brent, you have a youth camp, and you know, it really starts with when they're young and kind of getting them, you know, prepared, and you know, kind of having some pride for Westerly, and keeping those kids together, and having you know, looking forward to coming to the high school. And that's kind of what a lot of our teams have done. And why we've been getting, you know, great kids coming up through the middle school all this time is that, you know, we're just those youth camps really make a difference in how the youth leagues are, and you know, it makes a difference how your high school teams are. You got to have good youth leagues to start.
definitely.
Also,
No question.
3 years ago, when we started doing this, I remember on this show on Sports Talk,
Yep.
talking about the culture that, specifically the boys teams, because I know, Ron, you were in your second year. Angelo and Brent had just started, and it was all about the culture that you guys were bringing to Westerly, and just trying to create a fun atmosphere for the kids, a communal atmosphere, all of the dinners at Pooch's, all of the extracurricular stuff that you guys have all done together. And now, I mean, obviously, Ronnie, you've won a couple state championships in different sports since then. But as far as Luzzy and you, Coach Fazaro, like, it's palpable. You can see it on the field and on the court how much better the teams have gotten over the last 3 years. And I think we were like 5 games into the season or something, and I texted Dave during a game, and I went, and I'll swear on 3-2-1 to make you feel better. I said, "Holy shit, the Westerly boys are good this year!" Like, I was so pumped. Like, you've built it, and congratulations to this. I think you are going to get that home playoff game.
All right. Yeah, that'd be great, man.
We hope. And just to your point real quick, like, listen, all of the coaches here are, if we're willing to learn from each other, and we're willing to, you know, see what works. Ronnie made a great point. We're doing summer camp. This is everybody, boys, girls. You know, and you got to change with the times. You know, like, you know, coaches on staff. You know, you're making Instagram posts, you're making highlight videos. You know, all of that is part of the job. Promoting what we do, going to the Pooches, go doing the team dinners, and that's how you create, you know, like, something that the little kids could see, that, hey, they want to be part of it. You know, when you got like Coach Ange's like travel team showing up at our games, and sometimes I have them come out and rebound for the guys. Like, it just creates culture and atmosphere, and these guys want to be part of it. And you know, the big thing is that we all learn from each other, and we're all like trying to do our best. And it's, you know,
We're all Westerly guys.
and we know what it takes, and we're all supporting each other, and that's what I love about it. And you know, that's why I love being around the football team as much as possible. And I love being, you know, anytime I get to go to something, some function, or, you know, get to be doing the PA, it's just so much fun. You know, it's just, you know, and we're all kind of the same kind of guys. We grew up here, and this is what we love, and we love the blue and white. And, you know,
Yeah.
we're hopefully we just keep seeing great things happen.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed my hat, and I'm totally in blue today.
Yep, I feel you. Well,
No,
listen. Thank
Ready
you
for your
guys for
haircut?
having me. I'm gonna run in and get my hair cut, and
All right.
I will keep you guys posted anytime you need me to come on. We got, you know, another big couple weeks coming up. So this season's flying by. So
we'll be contacting you this week.
be in touch. I'll be on to help you guys out anytime.
Yeah, put it on your schedule. Put it on your
All right.
schedule.
All right.
All right.
Thank you guys.
All right.
Thanks, Brad.
Now, I don't know if we got to go to break, but
No, we can go. It's all right. But yeah, one thing real quick before we go here.
I want to go over your schedule for this.
You know, all the coaches too, talking about Ange, Brent, me, you know, all being Westerly guys, graduated from here. You know, it makes a difference. I think, you know, there's been a lot of, you know, out of town coaches coming through, but I really think it makes a difference. You know, if you're one of their own,
Definitely,
you know what I mean? So,
definitely.
but yeah, with the football schedule,
Yeah, tell everybody out there what the schedule is like.
So we kind of been
a suicide schedule.
That's all right. We've been kind of, it's like wheeling and dealing, trying to fill schedules because of you know, how open the scheduling process is. You know, we do the 50% schedule by the league, so you know we're still playing our 4 Division II games, but you know there's been some realignment. So we got Classical back on the schedule. They moved up from Division III. They were undefeated in Division III last year. They should be in Division II or 1 anyway. I meon, I don't know how they ended up in 3 for a couple of years.
So they're in 2.
So they're in Division II. So our Division II games are Classical, East Providence again, Woonsocket again, and now we play the new Pawtucket school. So they're Shea and Tolman combined. Which they were this year as well. But you know, get a team with that many players, because when you combine those schools, there's about 2,000 kids. You know, if they put things together, that Pawtucket team can be a good team. So we got 4. Those are the 4 Division II games, and then we got a really strong, challenging, you know, out of conference schedule where we're playing Situate, Mass. To start off the season. We're home this time though, so that's good. And you know, what a game that's going to be for the first game of the season, for having 2 state champions play each other. You know, that probably doesn't happen very often. It's probably extreme. I'm sure it's extremely rare having 2.
They won again this year, huh?
They won the state championship again. So so that'll be a great you know, test to start the season. They got that running back coming back. He's excellent. And then we have NFA, who got to the semifinals of the, you know, Class LL state tournament in Connecticut. So another strong team we're playing. Dylan Stroth's a Westerly guy. He's their head coach. And then our 3rd game, let's see, then we got East Providence. And we got St. Raphael's, a new team this year that we're playing.
That's a tough game right there.
But we've had some, you know, battles with them. You know, when they were in Division II, I think they beat us 2 or 3 years in a row in the semifinals. You know, some history of games go back a long ways. You know, when Westerly won the '96 Super Bowl, it was against St. Raphael. I was only a freshman back then. I wasn't a varsity player, but you know, I was at the game. What a great game that was. So it's great to play St. Ray's again. We're still playing Portsmouth, and we're going up to New Hampshire to play Bishop Girton, who's a very good private school up there. It's actually near my sister, so she can come to the game. She lives up in New Hampshire.
Oh wow!
So yeah, the very, very tough schedule, but just like this past year, it puts us in a great position playoff wise with the PowerPoints. You know, you win a couple of those plus those Division II games, and you kind of set yourself up for, you know, a 1 or a 2 seed. They're almost like bonus games. As long as you got to go 3-1, 4-0 in your Division II games if you're going to have such a schedule like that, because having a schedule like that, the odds of, you know, going 9-2 or something is pretty rare. You know, it could happen, but you're still getting points, win or lose, against these tough teams that are actually classified by the Interscholastic as Super Division teams. So Situate and Bishop Girton, they're considered higher than Division I. So you get a lot of points. So you get win or lose, you're getting points. But if you win, you really set yourself up great. But yeah, you know, we like to challenge ourselves. You know, no different. We've been saying the same thing for, you know, a handful of years now. We, you know, our out of conference games, we're trying to challenge ourselves since this PowerPoint system came effect. And you know, we did a great job this year. You know, we
you did.
beat Burrillville Central. Who else there? We're our
Burrillville's
couple
not-
Division 1. They moved down to Division 2 now next year,
Burrillville?
so they will be in our division next year.
Oh, next year.
Yep, they were in
Okay.
Division 1 this past year.
So you're not playing them this year.
No, we were thinking about setting it up, but it didn't end up working out with the open weeks and everything. But yeah, it's should be a great football year. And then, you know,
Wow.
baseball, very similar. You know, we're in Division 1, so a lot of baseball, you know, competitive games. We're gonna have a very young team, two seniors, but you know, they love baseball. These guys play. You know, most of our players play all year round, and a couple of guys are two sport athletes, but a lot of them are, you know, baseball only, and that's all they do all year round. So, you know, they're ready to go, you know, start training. And actually most of them have been training already, but
Yeah.
we're kind of going to get together as a group soon and start doing some off season.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask you.
Hopefully hoping for
Yeah.
a good Bulldog baseball year as well.
Must be hitting indoors
Yeah.
now.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah, that's unbelievable. Yeah. And for pitching, you've got is it Tom Fiore.
yep, Tom's come back.
Tom
He's
Fiore.
Tom and I always forget Hooper there, his first name, because no one really calls him by his first name. But yeah. So those are our two seniors. But yeah, and then we
Is
got
it James?
James Hooper. Yes. So James and Tom are our two seniors coming back. You know, Grayson Simmons went to a prep school for his junior and senior year. So we'll have a new catcher this year. Most likely will be Caden Messier as a sophomore. You know, a young player, you know, didn't get much varsity time last year as a freshman, obviously with Grayson there. But you know, he's one of the kids that is playing baseball and practicing baseball all year round. You know, I mean, I see him, you know, I'll drive by Similori late summer and his dad, him and his dad are there, and you know, working on his catching, his throws down the second, everything. So you know, a young team, but a very you know, baseball team. You know, they love baseball. They're all baseball players. You know, when you got a team full of like other sports athletes, but they play baseball as like a secondary sport, you know, that's when you might have a little bit of trouble. But even though we're young, these are baseball guys. So, you know, expect to have a nice competitive season. Even though we're in Division 1, we'll have I think we'll be very competitive. We got a playoff team.
That's great, man.
Yeah.
Wow. That you know, the fact that you're developing guys that can go to a prep school. That's amazing.
Yeah. No, you know, it's great. Whatever, you know, best for the best for him, and you know, hopefully he has a great year at Simsbury Academy up in Simsbury, Connecticut, down wherever. But
at the end of the year, before he had gotten hurt, even though he said
that's right. Yeah, he missed a little bit early on.
Yeah, he was unbelievable. You couldn't strike him out. You couldn't.
Yeah,
he was getting better and better as the year went on.
Yeah, been a great leader. Yeah, he does. You know, leads by example, and you know, great player. You know, great baseball guy. So wish him all the best of luck.
And your coaches are coming back.
Well, so we got Bob Schaefer. He's always, you know, he's been with me even when I was coaching middle school baseball. He was one of my assistants. Jake Garrow, actually, he won't be coaching because he's actually an athletic director now. I think it's East Catholic in Connecticut. It was I think it's East Catholic High School in Connecticut. We actually might play them. We were up at Dodd Stadium. I'm not sure if we got that game or not, because we were trying to schedule a game together, and he mentioned Dodd Stadium because Connecticut teams can rent it out. So we might be playing them this year. We're trying to fill up the schedule now. It's almost done. The baseball schedule. So
That's with a good time.
Yeah. I heard they might be going though soon. Might be demolishing it for condos or something.
Unbelievable, huh?
I already looked up how far away Nashua will be.
Yeah, that's where Bishop Girton is.
So
it's a good distance.
it's an hour 58.
Yeah.
2 hours.
We'll see.
With a bus.
Be able to...
And that was the same. And it is on a Saturday, so it's not like when we played Situate. It ended up being a real late night. Like we got back around midnight. So at least this one's a Saturday.
We might be able to. Maybe we can get an intern and sneak them up on the bus with you.
Yeah. But that first one should get you a lot of onlookers and views because of those two state champions going at each other. That'll be a
good game last
night.
Oh man,
it'll be a good one.
Heartbreaker though.
I know, right? You know? We should have beat them. So
all's well that ends well.
All's well that ends well. So that's our key to say goodbye to everyone.
Yeah.
All's well that ends well, right?
Yeah.
right, Ben?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right.
Good luck to basketball tonight.
Yeah, good luck. Westerly basketball, 5 o'clock against a tough East Providence team.
Yeah.
And with that, I want to say thank you to all listeners. And Ben, great job. I love having you here, chiming in. And George Greer, man,
Yeah.
listen to him all day long.
No, great stories.
Unbelievable. He's got tons of them.
I know he didn't even get into the Wake Forest coaching either.
No, he didn't.
He's still, by the way.
Listening.
So
yeah, we got to get into it. Some of the stories are unbelievable. So, George, you're out there listening, and thank you very much. So, thank you to all our listeners. We could not do it without you. Take it away, Ben.